Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TNA Wrestling or Impact Wrestling results from last week and also this coming week. Spoilers. And here we go. Starting off the show with some TNA news. Jay Lethal was a guest this past weekend on a live audio wrestling promotion. Promoting Ring of Honor's return to Toronto on May the 4th and 5th. And here's some excerpts from the interview transcribed by Chris Maffei. And I'm reading it from their comment. On TNA contacting him about the one night only pay-per-views, I will admit they called me for the first one, but I'm under contract with Ring of Honor, so I think they got the hint and I wasn't called back for the other shows. I'm under contract, so there's nothing I can do anyway. And any comments on the invasion angles? I think there's something to be said that for outsider group coming in and trying to ruin everything, the storyline has been around forever. I don't know if it's a fallback, like, well, things are down, we're not coming up with too many ideas. I got it, let's do an invasion angle. Most of the time, the invasion angles are done properly until one really falls flat and hurts one of the companies. I think that's probably when they'll stop doing it, or until they get a better idea. It's an easy storyline to develop. Any comments on his character development? When I sat down and thought about it, I thought, well, this is kind of what brought me to the dance. This is kind of what put me on the map. Not saying that my time before TNA with Ring of Honor didn't do anything for me. It got me to TNA. I was recognized around the world as this machismo character. And when you look at the Ring of Honor product, I just didn't think that would, for the lack of a better term, get over. I didn't think I would accept it. At the time when I was brought back into the Ring of Honor, Jim Cornette and I sat down. And he was thinking, you know, you've done this machismo thing. I think it's time to let the people see that you're more than just the imitation, this funny guy. They know you can wrestle. They just haven't seen it in a long time. So let's give it to them. And I agreed. It does warm my heart, though sometimes. For instance, I wrestled Michael Elton in New York, and as I climbed to the top for an elbow drop, the whole building erupted and chanted, Macho Man, Macho Man. I love that. It was awesome. So I gave them a little of the Macho Man mannerisms, but then I went right back into it. Then he comments on training AJ Lee and her success in WWE at the present time. In class, she had the most dedication out of everyone. She was the only female. She was the smartest and smallest person. And also there were no other girls in the class. She had no choice but to train with the other guys. So when it comes down to it, I'm very happy for her success. And I'm glad that her storyline has taken off so well. Unfortunately, she's not wrestling, but who knows? That remains to be seen if she'll get to wrestle, which I know deep down inside that's what she really wants to do. Whether he has aspirations to join WWE himself, he feels tremendously horrible if I didn't say that right now I'm very happy where I am. That being Ring of Honor, but that being said, everybody who enters the wrestling business from my generation of wrestlers, we have gotten into this business because of the WWE at the time. I think it'd be a dream come true, and an honor for everyone from my generation to get to wrestle or to get to be a part of the WWE locker room at some point in their life. And if they tell you that's not what they want to do, then I'm going to come out and tell you that they're lying to your face. The audio interview is available, and the law can be heard every Sunday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TSN 1050 Toronto, the Team 1410 in Vancouver, and online at the website liveaudiowrestling.com. The following was announced today from New York, April 25th, 2013, from Family Wrestling Entertainment, returning to action on June 21st, 2013. An unforgettable No Limits 2013 F.W.E. Superstars will have a lot of issues to resolve, and they will be announcing their venue shortly, but they have some exciting announcements to whet your appetite for the F.W.E. action, such as main event of the show. Only match advertised, Carlito versus the guy I was just speaking about, Jay Black Machismo Lethal. The ongoing saga of the Hulk Hogan sex tape took another turn on Monday, being today, as the Gawker Digital Publishing Company appealed the temporary injunction Hulk Hogan received, ordering all video clips and written descriptions of the Hulk Hogan Heather Clem sex tape to be taken offline. Gawker argued that the description of the video clip could not be pulled due to the freedom of speech, and a judge sided with them over Hogan. Hogan also filed a motion with the court requesting that Gawker be held in contempt for refusing to adhere to the court order and placing the footage on another website and linking to it at the same time as it was removed from their own website. Hogan is arguing that linking to the footage falls under the behavior that Gawker was prohibited from doing. Karen Terrell, who was named Knockout of the Month on TNA's brand new Knockouts website, and there was embedded footage about Terrell talking about being the first knockout of the month. And Velvet Sky is today's girl in Maxim.com. You can check out her photo spread on Maxim.com. Mickie James announced that her official album release party will take place on May the 7th at Sharky's Bar and Billiards in her hometown of Glen Allen, Virginia. Doors open at 7:30, and the show will take place from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those that are in the area, I know I would definitely go to the show. And wrestling on this date in history. 1999, the WWF SmackDown pilot aired on UPN Network. 2012, Naomi Chi, Marufuji, and Muhammad Yoni won the AJPW Global Tag League, defeating Takashi Morishima and Katsuhiko Nakajima in the finals. Well, in 2001, the WWF Backlash was held in Rosemont, Illinois. On Sunday Night Heat, Jerry Lynn defeated Crash Holly to win the WWF Light Heavyweight title. Rhino defeated Raven to retain the WWF Hardcore title. William Regal defeated Chris Jericho in a Duchess of Queensberry rules match. Chris Benoit defeated Kurt Angle in an Ultimate Submission match. Shane McMahon defeated the Big Show in a Last Man Standing match. Matt Hardy defeated Christian and Eddie Guerrero in a triple threat match to retain the WWF European title. And Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H defeated the Brothers of Destruction. That's Kane and Undertaker. As if you didn't know, you better call somebody. And they won the WWF Tag Team titles and retained the WWF title as Austin and WWF Intercontinental title, Triple H. Well, in 2007, WWE Backlash was the first regular pay-per-view to feature all three brands since 2002, and it was held in Atlanta, Georgia. The Hardys, being Matt and Jeff, defeated Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch to retain the World Tag Team title. Melina defeated Mickie James to retain the WWE Women's title. Chris Benoit defeated MVP to retain the WWE US title. And Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Umaga defeated Bobby Lashley in a handicap match. And Vince wins the ECW title by pinning Lashley. The Undertaker fought Batista to a no contest in a Last Man Standing match when neither could answer the 10 count. Taker retained the World Heavyweight title. John Cena defeated Edge, Randy Orton, and Shawn Michaels in a fatal four-way match to retain the WWE title. Well, in 2012, WWE Extreme Rules was held in Rosemont, Illinois. Well, that's two events that was held in Rosemont, Illinois for that event on this date. On the pre-show, Santino Marella defeated The Miz to retain the WWE U.S. title. Cody Rhodes defeated The Big Show in a tables match to win the WWE Intercontinental title. Sheamus defeated Daniel Bryan in a 2 out of 3 falls match to retain the World Heavyweight title. CM Punk defeated Chris Jericho in a Chicago Street Fight to retain the WWE title. Layla defeated Nikki Bella, though actually pinned her twin sister Brie Bella to win the WWE Divas title. And John Cena defeated Brock Lesnar in an Extreme Rules match. Title changes on this day in history. 1963, Buddy Rogers was awarded the first WWF Championship reign. 1981, Sweet Ebony Diamond won a tournament to win the vacant NWA television title. 1996, the Great Sasuke won an 8-man tournament to become the first holder of the J Crown. 1996, Shinya Hashimoto defeated Nobuhiko Takada to win the IWGP Heavyweight title. And in 2002, on Raw, Stevie Richards defeated Bubba Ray Dudley to win the WWF Hardcore title. 2008, Suwama defeated Kensuke Sasaki to win the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown title. Also, Ryuji Hijikata defeated Silver King to win the AJPW Junior Heavyweight title. And in 2010, Taru and Big Daddy Voodoo defeated Akabono and Ryota Hama to win the AJPW All Asia Tag Team titles. Birthdays that he didn't mention on Raw. Happy birthday to former WWE developmental talent Seth Skyfire. She turned 34. Current WWE Diva Oksana, 31. One-time AJPW All Asia Tag Team Champion Masahiro Kakihara turned 41. One-time AWA World Champion Don Leo Jonathan turned 82. Two-time GHC Open Weight Champion Kishin Kiwabata turned 48. And three-time WCW Tag Team Champion Paul Roma turned 53. I didn't know he was that old. I just watched a video from George South, who actually was running May Still Run Mid-South Wrestling, and he also has a book out called Daddy, You Don't Work, You Wrestle. Well, I've been told that myself lately, and that's a fun joke. A great video on YouTube called by the same name. And if you go on YouTube and search for that name, you will find that he's got so far 22 episodes going online. And if you're a pro wrestler in training, that would be a great school to start out with. And he also does the training as well. He also wrestles himself. And I give it a good video view of a 10 out of 10. 10 being great, awesome. And when I get some money, I might be buying that book as well, which is available on highspots.com. And now for your TNA Impact Wrestling from Spike TV that aired last Thursday. I was thinking it was a taped event myself. And from the Coval Chick Convention and Athletic Complex in Indiana, Pennsylvania. The recap videos set up from Bully versus Hogan and the AJ Styles story with Aces and Eights arriving to the building, and 3 security guys tried to stop them from entering the building. Ray said nobody had bad enough to stop them, and 3 guards had no chance. He counted to 3 and they moved. James Storr made his ring entrance as a video showed him tapping to AJ Styles' calf killer. The calf killer? Could they have come up with a worse name? The foot flexor, maybe? James Storm started to cut a promo, and AJ Styles appeared in the crowd. Storm puts over AJ's win and his calf killer. He said he was always willing to fight, and he didn't appreciate Aces and Eights attacking him from behind last week. He said if they wanted to fight, he had no problem taking a few of them out if they wanted to meet him in the ring. Bad Influences music hit, and they came to the ring. Christopher Daniels said he had the answer to the Aces and Eights problem, fortune. Kazarian took over the mic and said AJ should forgive himself for cheap shotting them, and then said he should walk to the ring and remake fortune right now. Storm told him to shut the hell up, and Kaz got in his face. They started fighting, and Kaz kicked Storm in the nuts and left. Aces 8 hit the ring and sets up a table for Anderson to powerbomb Storm through. Storm dropped to his knees to block, and Joseph Park ran out to make the save. That lasted for just a second before the gang beat him down, and they started to give him the table spot. But Bully stopped him so he and Devon could give him the 3D through the table. As they go to the first commercial break of the evening. Chaotic and messy opening segment. I like AJ's new dark character, and that's why I hate the calf killer name so much. It just doesn't fit. From there, though, Aces and Eights and Park just cluttered the scene. I realize that they are vying for AJ's loyalty, but it didn't seem to come across that way. They just pushed AJ and company off the stage. Park took the stretcher out of the area, or out of the arena, and Bully Ray took the mic to say that he told us he wasn't screwing around. He said nobody had been able to stop them, and nobody would. Then he calls out one man, Hulk Hogan. And Hogan had until the end of the show to answer him. Todd Kinley and Mike Tenay and Taz finally checked in on commentary. Tenay said Hogan had been there earlier, but he had left and not returned yet. Taz said he wouldn't be back. In a video highlighted the knockout title match, Taryn Terrell made her ring entrance, and her match with Tara was up next. Commercial break. Wait, I thought Tara was off TV for a few months. Maybe that happens here, but why give that way on Twitter? Give it away on Twitter before it actually happened. There was a spoiler before the spoiler actually happened. That was odd. Okay, Hogan was shown returning to the building as Tara made her ring entrance, along with Jesse. So we got Taryn Terrell versus Tara, as ODB is apparently the permanent ref now. Tara slapped Taryn, and Taryn went nuts and attacked her. Tara dropped her on the top rope to take control, and then hit a stiff slingshot into the corner. Ouch! Spot by the women, and Terrell started a hope spot that fell apart with a missed crossbody from the top. Tara mouthed off to her for a while, and then tried for her shaking moonsault, but Terrell rolled her up for the win. Tara defeated Tara with 6 minutes 28 seconds. Backstage segment, Robbie E gave Jesse a pep talk for Jesse's match against Rob Terry. It was as silly as you would expect. As they went to commercial, still no sign that Tara is leaving, but there may be no reason given yet. She might just go home. Tara is still very green in the ring. She bumps around very well, but her instincts are bad. She's moving when she shouldn't be, and those types of things. Rob Terry makes an in-ring entrance. Robbie E handled it. Ring introductions for Jesse. Robbie T versus Jesse with Robbie E. Jesse tried to flex to show off, and Terry attacked. Robbie distracted Terry and allowed Jesse to attack the legs. Jesse went for a crossbody, but Terry caught him and hit him with a power slam. He covered, but Robbie pulled on the ref to break the count. Terry went to the floor after Robbie and ended up tossing Jesse on top of him before throwing Jesse back in the ring and hitting his powerbomb type finisher for the win. Well, Robbie T defeated Jesse in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. The announced team hyped the new Knockouts website and showed Velvet Sky getting ready for her match. No wonder ratings are flat. They had a hot, if somewhat cluttered, start only to follow it up with bit players and meaningless acts. If they were pushing one of these acts, it would make sense, but what does Rob Terry gain by beating Jesse? Backstage segment with Kazarian and Daniels talking to Bobby Roode into recreating Fortune to take out Aces and Eights. He said something about Aries, and then they hemmed and hawed before walking away. Aries was shown in the other room listening. Taz said Bobby Roode better think twice about coming after the game. You mean Taz watches the show? Who knew? A video hype Chris Sabin's return as Chavo and Hernandez make their ring entrance as they go to commercial. Backstage, Aries confronted Roode about reforming Fortune again. Aries said that if Roode wanted to remake Fortune, that was fine, but he asked if Fortune was so great, why did they just go away? He said he was going out to win the tag titles again, and he hoped Roode would join him. He headed towards the ring while Daniels joined the commentary team with Cass nearby. Well, we get number 3 match, Chavo and Hernandez. My version of Mexican America 4. Versus Bobby Roode and Austin Aries for the TNA Tag Team Championship. Aries and Chavo started. Aries showed off and Chavo hit a drop kick. Aries fought back and said he was going out to win the tag titles again. And see, I must stop there. Aries fought back and went for a tag, but Roode was talking to Kazarian. Aries tagged him hard and stood and watched while Hernandez tagged in and hit a stall suplex on Roode. Hernandez went for his diving shoulder block from the ramp, but everyone moved and the heels took control. Daniels put over the good tag work as Roode doing and then buried Aries when Chavo got the hot tag. The match broke down and Hernandez dumped Aries. Bad Influence interfered twice, but Hernandez ducked the clothesline for Daniels that hit Roode. Chavo hit the frog smash for the win. So Chavo and Hernandez retained the tag title. Backstage, the camera crew found Matt Morgan and asked him what he thought about Hogan meeting Bully face to face. Morgan said it would be yet another mistake by Hogan. He said he had that solution to the problem and invited Hogan to join him in the ring next. Title matches don't feel all that important when you don't think that the challengers have a chance. That's what happened here, and I don't know what Morgan's solution is. Twinkies! Sadly, they're out of business. Video recapped Hogan and Bully Ray with Morgan's part added in. Morgan made his ring entrance and cut a promo listing all of Hogan's mistakes. The crowd chanted for Hogan and Morgan agreed. He said he wanted to offer Hogan a solution to all of his problems and asked Hogan to come on down. They let the crowd chant for Hogan for a moment and then his music hit. Hogan came to the ring to a huge reaction and the place chanted for him as Morgan started to talk again. Morgan presented himself as the answer. He said no one had waited longer or worked harder or was more likely to succeed. He said he would carbon footprint Bully Ray's head into the 5th row if Hogan wanted him. He would just name him the #1 contender for the world title. Hogan said Morgan almost swayed him, but he wasn't doing it for the right reason. He said when Morgan stole his ring and hurled abuse at Hogan, he took it because lots of people thought Morgan could be the second coming of the Mania. He said Morgan failed though because he was doing it for the payoff of the title match. So he was going to not only pick Morgan, he was going to go it alone tonight. He closed by saying Andre the Giant never whined like a bitch and left Morgan steaming in the ring. commercial break. Not a bad segment, but going it alone, Lion got a cringe out of me and made the rest of the segment less important. I doubt that's what actually happens, but you can't rule that out. Bully Ray got the team to give their word that they wouldn't come to the ring. Why do I have a sinking feeling Sting returns just to find out he and Hogan planned this after Bully's turn? TNA is allowing fans to pick the next person to compete in the X Division by website voting. This week's nominees are Rashad Cameron, Rockstar Spud, and Suicide. I wonder who's playing the part of Suicide now. Well, next up was Mickie James versus Velvet Sky for the Knockout Championship. Since I haven't even seen the show yet, Velvet quickly sold her knee injury and Mickie worked it into the break. Back from commercial, Mickie continued to work the leg. Velvet tried to come back, but her knee gave out when Mickie reversed the whip. Mickie hit a fast press for the top rope for a 2 count. Velvet went for the sneaky finisher, but Mickie flipped over and went for the DDT. Sky pushed her away, but Mickie hit a drop kick to the knee. She stood Velvet up after ODB checked on her, and Velvet clumsily hooked an inside cradle for the win. Velvet retains at 10 minutes and 54 seconds. Bully talked to Devon backstage, and Bully said Devon could have Brooke. He was done with her. He said they were the leaders of the most impressive force in wrestling today, and he was going to head to the ring in just a moment and personally end Hulkamania. In a different part of backstage, Brooke found her dad, who was taping up to go to the ring. She begged him not to go, and Hogan gave a very impending doom speech where he said he would be judged on if he was a good man or a bad man, and he was a good man and he wanted to prove it. Brooke hugged him and told him to be careful as they go to commercial. I don't get the knockout title match. It was totally meaningless. Burned up Mickey's top spot in a giveaway match. And the psychology was bad because the execution was bad. TNA is on its way to WWE level indifference about the knockouts. Not for nothing, but having Brooke wear a dress that was in a near fall situation as it pertains to her breast maybe isn't the best thing to put her in for such a serious segment. Bully Ray made his entrance and read off a list of names that Aces and Eights has destroyed. He said he was about to add Hogan to the list and then called out Hogan. Hogan came to the ring and Bully mocked him for having his fist taped up. Bully said when he looks in Hogan's eyes he sees fear because Hogan knows Bully was a dying breed just like Hogan. He did his "Do you know who I am" gimmick and said he was ending Hulkamania. Hulk finally said Bully couldn't end Hulkamania because Hulkamania can never die. Bully spit in Hogan's face and Hogan turned around. Ray laughed at him and Hogan hulked up and ripped his shirt off. Hogan did the "you" gimmick, but Bully Ray pointed at Hogan and did "you" back. Ray attacked, but Hogan blocked and set up for his big boot. Ray dove from the ring and the gang came out, surrounded the ring and climbed on the apron. But the lights went out for a very long time. When they came back on, Sting was in the ring with the bat backing Hogan into the corner. Bully screamed "yes" over and over again, and then Sting turned on Ray and chased the gang off. He stuck the bat in Hogan's face again and then walked away to end the show. That's what I say about that. Back to the NWO Sting now, huh? It wasn't bad, but it was predictable and felt like a retread. I still do not understand why Hogan and Sting, who combined are well over 110 years old, are the main event of this company right now. I don't think I ever will. The TNA Festival loved them, but I think the drawing power is weaker than most think. And the ratings back up that assertion. And thanks to William Wellick, who attended the second showing of the Impact event from Indiana, Pennsylvania, who sent the following report for the spoilers for the 5-2 episode of Impact. Well, they take the explosion first. 2 matches for explosion. Magnus defeated Robbie E. The match was taped prior to the live Impact broadcast. James Storm defeated Joey Ryan, and that match was also taped. That was taped after the live Impact concluded. And now for your Impact Wrestling TV taping. Chris Sabin returned and defeated Sanjay Dutt and Zema Ion in a triple threat match. Sabin pinned Ion to win a good short match, and Sabin looked good in his return from his second ACL surgery. Robbie T defeated Joey Ryan, Jesse Goddard, and Robbie E in a handicap match, as Terry pinned Ryan to win the match. Match number 3, Kurt Angle defeated D'Lo Brown in an I Quit match. Angle won with the ankle lock. And match number 4, Taryn Terrell and Mickie James defeated Gail Kim and Tara. Taryn pinned Tara to win the match for her team. A-Double and Bobby Roode were talking in a ring. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian came out to Chavo Guerrero's music. Big screw up. They set up a #1 contenders match. Hernandez and Chavo showed up and announced that James Storm would be the special referee of the match, which will take place on May the 9th. Match number 5 in your main event. Sting defeated Matt Morgan to become the #1 contender to the TNA title. Morgan passed out while Sting had him in a scorpion leg lock. And Sting will challenge Bully Ray for the TNA title at Slammiversary pay-per-view, and that concluded the show. Well, there's 2 reports for that event. This reporter was about .net reader DJ. TNA Explosion taping. Magnus defeated Robbie E. The match was taped before the live Impact show. And Cowboy James Storm defeated Joey Ryan, and the match was taped after the second Impact taping. And now for your May 2nd result, spoilers. Match number 1, Chris Sabin defeated Zema Ion and Sanjay Dutt in an exhibition 3-way match. Sabin got a lot of offense and looked very sharp in his return. He hasn't missed a beat. The referee for the match was wearing the exhibition ref camera. Match number 2, Robbie Terry defeated Robbie E, Mr. Spectacular, Jesse Goddard, and Joey Ryan in a handicap match. Terry pinned Joey Ryan in a comical spot prior to the match while the heel trio was deciding via rock, paper, scissors who would start in ring with Terry, as Robbie E and Jesse quickly stepped out of the ring, leaving Joey Ryan to start the match. Hulk Hogan came out for the in-ring promo. Well, there's a little bit different from the previous report. He said there was still a divide between he and Sting. Hogan immediately called Sting out to the ring, and Sting obliged. Hogan said he knew when he was right and when he was wrong. And he said, I was wrong. He said that rather than pushing his friends away, he should have them pulling towards him. He apologized to Sting, who in turn accepted his apology by shaking Hogan's hand. Sting told the crowd that they're both together now. He asked for Hulk's blessing to take on Aces and Eights in a 6-man tag match. Hogan said he gave Sting the full authority to find his 2 partners for the match next week, because he was busy trying to find an opponent for Bully Ray at Slammiversary. Matt Morgan's music interrupted, and he sarcastically asked if this was the part where Hogan gives Sting another title match. Hogan replied that Morgan's biggest problem is that he always picked the wrong time to run his mouth. He said that before Morgan interrupted him, he was just getting ready to announce that Bully Ray would defend the TNA title at Slammiversary against the winner of tonight's main event, Matt Morgan versus Sting. Well, we get match number 3. Kurt Angle defeated D'Lo Brown in an I Quit match with the ankle lock submission. Angle came out to a huge hometown pop Before the match, D'Lo said it wouldn't be enough to beat Angle, but he wanted to humiliate him. He said he would do something nobody had ever done before, beat Kurt Angle in an I Quit match. Aces and Eights had appeared briefly in the crowd to distract Angle, allowing D'Lo to get an upper hand before Angle came back and picked up the victory. Well, after the match, Christy Hemme interviewed Angle, who made it clear he wanted to do one thing, that was to call out AJ Styles. He said he knew AJ was in the building. AJ's music hit, and he entered the ring from the stage rather than from the crowd. Angle referenced to his home area of Western Pennsylvania for a loud, cheap pop. Angle told Styles that by joining Aces and Eights, the Styles would be taking the easy way out. Angle remarked that he had taken the easy way out plenty of times in the past, and that he was very successful because of it. But that's not your style, AJ, as Angle said that he knew Styles had his problems he was going through, but he and Sting needed a partner to take on Aces and Eights. He said if he was with them, meaning Sting and Angle, it was cool, but if he was against them, then they had a problem. Next week, the choice is yours. Then we get match number 4. Taryn Terrell and Mickie James defeated Gail Kim and Tara. Taryn pinned Tara. ODB was the referee. Following the match, Gail and Tara attacked Taryn and Mickie. Taryn and Mickie fought to the back. Gail hit Taryn with the eat defeat and put her in a figure 4 around the ring post until ODB came back to ringside and pulled her off. Next we got Bobby Roode and Austin Aries were out next for an in-ring promo. And Roode said that last week, Bad Influence was trying to get in his head. He said it wasn't about reforming Fortune, but it was about the tag team championship. Aries said that as they weren't anything like Bad Influence. In fact, we don't even like each other. Aries said that they didn't ride together or laugh at each other's own jokes like Bad Influence. Daniel and Kazarian were out to interrupt. Funny enough, while the Bad Influence music played, Chavo's TNA Tron video was shown. So I wonder if that was a botch or they fix it later on. Kazarian said Roode and Aries were nothing more than a cheap imitation of Bad Influence, and that they would find that out in their match next week. Chavo, Guerrero, and Hernandez were out next. Chavo announced that Hulk Hogan had named a special guest referee for the next week's tag match, and that it wasn't either one of Chavo or Hernandez. It was James Storm. Storm walked out on stage to stare down Roode and Aries and Bad Influence. Match number 5. Sting defeated Matt Morgan to earn the right to challenge for the TNA title at Slammiversary. Morgan was passed out while he was in the Scorpion Deathlock. Post-match, Bully Ray, Devon, and Ken Anderson of Aces and Eights hit the ring from through the crowd and stared down Sting from the ring apron to close the show. And the notes from the reporter of this, I managed to see Kurt Angle's wife Giovanna in the crowd before the show. An entire 5 sections near the hard camera were completely empty. The rest of the building was basically full. The Cobble Chick Complex is a really nice venue and has to be fairly new from what I could observe. It was a perfect size for TNA on its initial run of live TV shows outside the Impact Zone. TNA did a great job of keeping the crowd hot throughout the night, saving hometown guy Kurt Angle for the second show and having Sting appear twice on the second show after his brief appearance during the first show. It was a real treat to see Sting again in person since WCW went out of business over 12 years ago. And Sting very, very rarely does TNA house shows. It's the first time I've seen Sting. I've seen him wrestle in live, in person, in at least 15 years. Sting shook hands with the fans around the ringside area after his match, and TNA played Happy Trails over the sound system to send the crowd home happy. And Sal Renaro of FIP, Ring of Honor Wrestling Road Diaries fame, worked the merchandise stand along with Extreme Rising's Fakeade and IWC referee Troy Davis. After the show, and incognito Joey Ryan took pictures with a few fans next to the merchandise table who recognized him. And that was your meet and greet for a live TV taping. And that concludes my TNA results and spoilers for this week and last week's event. Thanks again, and peace out.